Cam said he invested 200K. I don't want to reveal those numbers, but we invested too much to give up now.
Just in my own building, just facing racism. Yeah. People don't think I live there. I can't dress the way I want to dress because people think I'm a hoodlum, right? Like, it's like, whatever.
And at the end of the day, let's all try to work together, push forward. Like, let's not go back. Yeah.
Back. It's a hard topic for me, man. Like, you think he's looking out for you when he has had multiple racist comments? I want to apologize to women on behalf of men because men generally have let you down.
Let's flat out. Big teams, big boys, right? My highs and lows, inherit growth, Mr. Deeds. Went from juggling 3 jobs to CEO like I'm Steve. Never been a rotten apple, call me John Appleseed. That's how I bleed. God can see no other man can judge me. Call him Mike, Mr. International, getting cream. My single mother told me worth, and now I'm worth everything. Went from Wall Street to Abu Dhabi, straight rolling in a Maserati with women that feel exotic. My life too prestige.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day.
Yeah.
We gotta make a statement.
Exactly. We gotta make a statement.
What's going on, man?
Flat out.
Welcome back to another episode of the Last Flat Out podcast. In case you've forgotten, we're your hosts, Mike and Jay. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and to across all of our social media accounts where you can find us at Last Flat Out Podcast. In case you've forgotten and you're new to the show, my name is Jay. You can follow me at JLubriel26 across all of my social media accounts. And you can follow my man Mike at
If Mike was here.
Mike, tell him where we at, man.
We back in Dubai. New setup though. We got the shishas and all that.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of times people don't really see the behind the scenes that has to we chat. So we're bringing you into a little bit more of a comfy zone.
Yeah.
Things that we like to talk about. You know, my personal activity is to smoke a shisha. I don't really drink that much anymore. But I think there's a lot to talk about in this last episode. Thank you so much to everybody for rocking out with us for, what is it, 3 seasons now?
3 seasons now.
3 seasons, man.
This season we gave y'all 10 episodes. Might be a bonus one.
Might be a bonus one in the wintertime. We don't know yet, you know, later on. But honestly, what a grind. What a journey. It's crazy. For those of you who don't know, or this is the first episode you're tuning into, I moved back to New York City prior to the summer.
Yeah.
Got a new job, got a great opportunity, back in the city, back with my family, back with my core group of friends. And I think we showed everyone that this podcast was not stopping for any reason.
Yeah.
This podcast is not stopping.
I mean, even this weekend, you landed Friday, you're leaving tonight. This is Sunday. Literally a turn and burn, 14-hour flight from New York to Dubai and back at work.
Back at work.
Yeah.
Back at work. And you know what, man? This was my dedication to Mike. This was my dedication to you, the audience. This was my dedication to myself. Anything that I embark on, if you know me, I do with the utmost amount of commitment, the utmost amount of discipline. And again, when we first started this way back when, last year already, it's been more than a year since we started this platform. It was always going to be a grind. It was always going to be a lot of determination. It was always going to be a lot of sacrifice on each of our parts. I mean, shout out to you, man. You came all the way back to New York. So this is the least I can do for Mike and for this platform, and to bring you guys more content, and, you know, to continue on the Last Flight Out theme journey. Definitely. To build the platform in front of everybody, to be able to just show you that no matter what life throws at you, no matter what pivots throw at you, don't ever look at it as an opportunity to get down on yourself, but also as giving an opportunity to readjust, re-execute, and, you know, and just move forward, because forward is a pace.
Exactly. And I think we invested too much to give up now, you know. Cam said he invested 200K. Sure, we don't want to reveal those numbers, but we invested a lot of money.
We have invested a lot of money.
We in the thousands for sure. Yeah,
I think tens of thousands.
Yeah, tens of thousands. You know,
close to maybe 6 figures at this point.
Traveling, hotels, everything. So,
you know, getting to meet different individuals, getting to meet different people, connecting with people I don't think I would ever met during my day job, my career. You know what I mean? To
definitely
just be able to see and confirm that everybody has that common thread of a little bit of that, what this Last Flight Out means. Which is like, you have to take a risk. You have to readjust. Don't go step out of your comfort zone. And me stepping out of my comfort zone is definitely being jet lagged in front of this camera screen right now. Hopefully my skin doesn't show that. But at the end of the day, man, I had to show up for us in a big way. And this is not going to be the first or last time I do this. So, I mean, without further ado, man,
Before this, you're just taking a little nap on the couch. Like
Taking a nap on this couch. This couch is very comfortable. Shout out to the Players Lounge. You know what I mean, for hosting us.
Yeah.
And this is great. Honestly, it's been such a journey. It's been a wear on my body.
Yep.
Late nights, me and Mike talking 3 a.m. my time, 3 a.m. his time, talking
Yeah.
about, studio locations, booking flights, editing, talking about the content, the deliverables. And this is just a small portion, like we said before. This is the fun part.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is the fun part. So tell me what you learned, man. What you learned this season?
It's not so much what I learned, but just the reinforcement of anything is possible and make no excuses. We know it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but if we want to keep the podcast going, it's like, let's get creative. Let's get scrappy. How can we keep this interesting and still have that in-person element with our guests, with each other? And I think it has a different effect. Like when we're just in person, bouncing off each other's energy and all that. And honestly, it's fun, like traveling. Another excuse for me to let's travel the world and just create content.
More ticks on Mike's flights to be able to go to different countries. But this season has really taught me that there's really, like you said, there's really no excuses, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm in an industry where people honestly just dedicate themselves to doing that. As everybody knows, I'm a lawyer. I work in big law. I do corporate M&A, very arduous, very demanding on your time. But if you have the time, you'll find the time.
Yeah.
You'll find the time, right? It's like with anything else in life, though. If you really want something, you're going to go after it, So I've really kind of just doubled down on my discipline, even with the Barry's getting up at 5 a.m. I'm in a fitness journey right now, right? Like next year I turn 35. And I've always said to myself since I was 18 years old that, I kind of just established all the other aspects of my life, financially, professionally. And now it's time to do it physically for me. And I want to be in the best shape possible. By the time I'm 35, 35 is the new 21.
Yep.
I don't look like I'm 35, 34 going on 35. So I want to keep that going.
Definitely.
And I want to feel good, not only up here, but also in here. You know what I mean? So just having this platform has been like an open journal for me.
Yeah.
To just be able to talk about the things that are running through my mind. Cause I'm someone who has consistently a lot of thoughts all the time. Sometimes it's hard for me to shut it off. Mm-hmm. I've gotten away from journaling, but I'm using this as a video journal. It's been a very tough year for me.
Yeah.
I'll get more into that next season. So you're going to have to tune in as to why it's been tough, but it's been tough, man. And just shout out to you for being a great friend, for hearing me out, for everything that I go through. I've gone through and, keeping me afloat. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. This maybe was a millisecond where I thought, man, I don't know if I could do the podcast anymore, right? But, that quickly went away. And I said, you know what? Because there's so many people who've hit us up and said, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the platform. Thank you for inspiring me to do whatever it is, right? And, shout out to all our day one supporters. Shout out to our families and friends. Shout out to the new fans. Shout out to the guests that we've had. Yeah. Show us love off the rip, So, if you can learn anything from this, just keep it going, keep it moving forward, fail forward, and keep the people close to you.
Yeah. And I think for myself, I think what I learned this whole year and this season is like, there's no perfection. There's even times, remember in the mini episode, I got nervous. We had to keep doing takes, and it's like, that's going to happen. And I got to go through that so I could become better. You know what I mean? And just working on the craft and just, perfecting on how we can get better on this. And then also I want people to note, like, we are the last flight out as well. It's not all about having guests, but it's like, follow us through this journey that we're having in this infant stage of how do we just get better as speakers? How do we make engaging content? See us as we grow. This year we got our first sponsorship.
Shout out to BetterHelp.
And we're just aligning ourselves with things that we like to do. We're not only talking it, that we're saying, hey, we want to be better health-wise, but also mentally. So, we're not afraid to say that, like, okay, yeah, we do need a, therapist and all that to just speak about our highs and lows of life, And I think more and more, like, as men, we just need to get comfortable with, like, just sharing our experiences. Like, when we get down, it's not all just like, oh, let's put it to the side, man up type of thing. So, mental health is one aspect. Physical health is another. So with Barry's, holla at us. or any other gym partnership and all that. This is what we do. This is
what we do, man. And I want to give you your flowers, man. Going back to what you were saying about, I think some of the criticism that I received was that I speak too much on this podcast. So, and I don't let you speak enough sometimes. And, me and Mike try to perfect that. And I want to put him more as someone who leads conversations. And I think you've seen on certain episodes where you took the reins and you kind of did a great job on that. Obviously, we both need practice still on our cadence, but our cadence has been getting better for sure now. I think we're getting there. I think we're starting to get there. I think I can know when Mike is going to finish a sentence and I could jump in. And, I've definitely taken the criticism because I do like to talk a lot. It's just natural being a lawyer. But at the end of the day, I do have a co-host. I do have a good friend here. I do have someone who I founded this business with. And it's equally just as much as his as it is mine. And I don't want anybody to feel that, I'm just trying to run this show because it's without Mike. Mike is really the glue that puts everybody together. Honestly speaking, he's the reason why we get most of the guests on the show because they rock with him. Like Mike is just somebody who's a glue guy. Somebody rocks with him. Maybe I'm the finisher who gets things across the line, but he's definitely the one.
I'm throwing the oops.
He's throwing the oops. Sometimes he has to be the Kobe. Sometimes I gotta be the Shaq, but you're definitely the Shaq, man, because you be throwing it down sometimes. And honestly, off camera, just having the fun that we have on the outside, keeping me stable, because I need to have a little bit more fun. Sometimes I've loosened up a little bit, since we first met.
Yo, wait, hold on, boy. You just said something that made me think of my sister. So shout out to my sister Michelle. You haven't met her yet, but she's a big fan, and she always listens to all our episodes. And she's like, "Where's JL Lubriel?" She calls you JL Lubriel. She like, "Yo, let me get his thoughts." She like, "Yo, I gotta love hate with him. He be talking, but I like what he say, but I just want to hear what you gotta say." Like,
yeah, no,
shout out to her.
Shout out to Michelle. Hope they'll get to meet you. We're gonna throw down for sure, and shout out to all the future people we're gonna have on this platform, man. Whatever it may be. This is just episode 27, right? So what do they say? 100 episodes before you get to a place where you can start complaining about your craft. So we're in a quarter of the way there. We got to 14,000 subs on YouTube as of the time of this recording. And it's been such a journey. I didn't think that many people would like our stuff so fast. But, it's been such the social media jungle, as I like to call it, has been such a tough road to navigate.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to learn it, honestly. But we're gonna need help. We're gonna still need to build the team. So building the team is incredibly difficult. Yeah. Even though we do have freelance editors that we work with, but we're trying to look for more permanent solutions to sort of ease up our time and build this stuff because this ain't easy. As you heard from CP, as you heard from all the other guests that we had, anytime it takes to building your platform the right way or building your image or building your career, it's a grind and a half. And you know what? A lot of people settle because they're not willing to go through that. And time goes by real quick.
It does.
People come and go, bro.
Yep.
And sometimes unexpectedly. And don't waste a moment of your day. Don't waste anything chasing something you don't want to chase. Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do in order to get to the things that you want to get to. But just know that everything for this season has been intentional, has been purposeful, has been well thought out. There's been no fugazi. There's been no missteps this season. There's been a large investment of capital. And we're doing this all because we believe in this message and we're trying to bring good content to you. This is not a money grab. This is not for us to make quick bucks. We're not crypto boys. We're not. Shout out to the crypto boys. Shout out to the crypto boys, man. The other day I blinked. But we're not.
First of all, whoever runs the nobody that runs it, but I need NFTs to come back so I could be a part of that crowd. I'm NFTs with the shit.
NFTs a deadbeat. But it's been incredibly just an inspiring journey, something that I'm blessed to have. Honestly, the messages that I get each and every day from people who watch it, from people who I barely talk to anymore, and just say yo, Jay, you're doing it, man. You're really creating this platform. And I think there's still a little, at least on my end, there's still a little judgment from maybe my colleagues and my peers. How serious are you about your career? But I'm still killing it at work. So you know what I mean? I'm still killing it at work. I'm still doing this.
And you're super busy now. The amount of work that you're doing on your career and also dedicating to the podcast, man, salute to you. So, you know what I mean? And there's going to be times where it's you're super busy. I got to pick up. I'm super busy. You got to pick up. Moving, that transition. You still Place still not fully furnished
Bro, I'm
yet.
still sleeping on the mattress on the floor, bro. Like, yo, where's my bed frame coming? Like,
Yeah.
I just need my bed frame to come.
Yeah.
But that may be done almost soon, inshallah. You know, shout out to the UAE. But I think that for me personally, bro, like, I'm getting a little emotional just talking about this. Like, I couldn't believe we got to episode 10, season 3, bro. When we first started this thing, like, let's give it a season.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes, and then. I don't know if you do this. I watch all the old episodes sometimes, and just to see the growth, especially that first episode.
I haven't done that yet because I'm like, I'm a hard judge. Like, I critique myself very hard. So it's like, I don't want to do that yet.
We look like babies, and that was only a year ago, bro.
Exactly.
Like, it's like, yo, I've grown up. Like, you know what I mean? So I think for me, it's just, I want to push it. I want to see how far I can take this. I want to see how far this can go. You never know where this can go, man.
Yeah.
3-4 years from now, 5 years from now, who knows? We could be doing this full time. We could be doing something completely different. And I think that always constant curiosity, stay curious for what's next and stay positive, never get high, never get too low, and to just be able to stay headstrong no matter what obstacles come your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I think the next segment, though.
Wait, hold on. And before we get on that, I just want to just double down and shout out to the unsung, the invisible third guest, because I know for me, the times that I feel like, yo, it's a wrap. Like, how long we gonna do this? There are people, like you mentioned earlier, that says, yo, I like what you're doing. You guys are dope. Like, yo, you're a podcaster now, and I still haven't given myself that title. Yeah, because I'm like, yo, it's so many things. Like, yo, we gotta reach, we gotta hit.
Hold on, though. We getting paid now. We got paid.
Oh, yeah, we got
we
paid.
podcasters now, baby. We podcasters now. We got paid for this.
Yeah,
We're making
paid
money
now,
off this.
yeah.
You're a professional if you're making money,
Yeah,
right?
true,
We're making money off this platform now.
So officially, we podcast.
we're
getting paid for this.
We're getting
you know?
paid for this now.
Yeah. But shout out to everyone, and it matters. You know, no matter what you may see online or think, and you're like, oh, these guys are confident, these guys got it together and all that. Your encouragement helps. It goes a long way when we're in these late nights, when we're traveling. It's like, yo, is anybody noticing? Like, does it even matter? Are we reaching people? Are people getting the message? So those messages that you send us, those texts, those DMs, it means a lot. So
please comment.
Thank you. And please transition that to commenting on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple, everywhere, Instagram,
like
TikTok.
even a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Emoji, thumbs up. You know what I mean?
That all matters. Y'all don't even know. More than the money, it matters. You know?
Yeah, it does. And I think it's just getting the outreach right now. I want to just personally thank my family, my friends. Shout out to Jen Trujillo. Shout out to Jarita Nunez. You know, you guys have really held me down during this tough ass time that I've had in this time in my life. And again, I'll get more into that next season when I'm ready to talk about it and open it up. It's been really hard for me. It's been a lot of hard nights for me. It's been, you know, sometimes just barely getting up. You know, all those Barry's videos, I do it not knowing if I'm going to make it to Barry's that morning, right? Like just doing something in the morning for myself has really helped me get through this time. And, you know, just going through interpersonal relationships, going through drama, like just going through a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, I promise I will open up about, because I think the most important part about the Last Flat Out podcast is you have to be vulnerable about your shortcomings, your doubts, your fears, and being able to turn those things into strengths eventually, right? Like, these are character building moments for us. This is not a joke. This is not a friend. This is real life for a lot of us. You know, Mike last year went through something incredibly difficult that I can't even empathize with, and he was still here. He still showed up, right? So I'm not going through anything nearly as tough as that. So, man, shout out to you, man, for showing me what strength looks like. And, you know, you have a lot. You're a great guy, man, like with a lot of good heart. And I can see why people mess with you, why people gravitate towards you, and you still somehow keep a smile on that face, man. I mean, you got Invisalign done, so you gotta show them. You gotta show them the teeth out, right? So, something a little bit. So to transition to something a little bit more serious. I think we have to talk about, now that the election's over, you know, navigating the U.S. transition of power from the Democratic Party onto now to the Republican Party, and now our new president-elect Trump, who was previously the 45th president, now the 47th president.
Did you expect this?
I wish I could tell you I didn't. I wish I could tell you I didn't. I had a feeling, and I kept talking to people like, yo, this guy has some crazy following right now.
I feel like they're the Knicks fans of politics. You know?
No, don't
Trump
ever put the
Knicks fans
and
of
Trump
politics.
ever
Like,
on the same sentence ever in your
yeah,
life.
they're one and the
Again,
same.
you could throw the Cowboys in there, not the Knicks. But look, we're not a political podcast, but I think this is something that we need to speak about because it affects people like who look like me and look like Mike.
Yep.
Right. And, you know, just to give you guys some statistics, right? So the Republican Party, as we all know, won the electoral vote. They won the popular vote. So just going to run down some statistics. So men who were 47% of the overall voters, 55% voted Trump. Women who were 53% of the voters, 45% of them voted Trump. That's still a large minority.
Yeah.
Right? By ethnicity, white, 57%, blacks, 85% Democrats, only 13% Republican. Latinos was almost 50-50. To me, that's wild, but okay, like we could have a separate debate about that. And then Asians, 54% Democrat, 39% Trump, right? When you hear those numbers, man, and let me break it down because you also Puerto Rican too. Like Latinos between the age of 30 to 44, 45% voted Trump.
Yeah. Wow.
When you hear that,
I'm just shocked at like the insult that, you know, that Trump has done in the past. And then even
his constituency.
Yeah, his constituency when he had that that rally in Madison Square Garden in the heart of New York.
That was crazy.
It was crazy. The comedian that was like having jokes on, you know, Puerto Rico saying this is the island of garbage, which is crazy.
Floating island of garbage, bro.
Yeah.
And you guys, and they still. Yeah. You think he was just talking about Puerto Ricans?
Yep.
Like
and
people,
he mentioned black people talking about on Halloween they're gonna carve out watermelons, which was crazy. Yeah, I saw the whole thing because I'm the type now. I like to don't send me the edit, don't send me the clip. Let me watch the whole thing.
Yeah, man,
and take things through.
For me personally, 2 points on the Latino point because I am Dominican, proud Dominican American. I grew up in a very Latin household. I just don't understand. And I like to have an intelligent conversation with people who voted for the Republican Party because I'm not here to judge anybody for their choice. Yeah. That's your constitutional right. That's your right as an American citizen.
And shout out to everybody that did vote. No matter what we think, what our views are, vote. You know, because it matters and it's important.
You express yourself and that's important. But I just want to know, I'd just be interested to hear, how can you vote for somebody who has consistently degraded our ethnicity?
Yeah.
Whether you're Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican, Guatemalan, wherever you're from, Colombian. I want to understand what is it that you saw in this person. You think he's looking out for you? Like you think he's looking out for you when he has had multiple racist comments? It wasn't just one time. Yeah. You can maybe scratch one time. It was a mistake, whatever it is. But this is now a habit.
Yeah.
So that's that. Yeah. And also, I want to apologize to women on behalf of men.
Yeah.
Because men generally have let you down. Yeah. We have voted against our own interest and that of women's bodily autonomy, bro.
Yeah.
Because he has been on record as to about what he's about to do now that they control the House and I think they control the Senate.
Yep.
And I want to apologize because as men, we failed. You know, we failed women. And the people closest to me are women.
Yeah.
My mom,
for sure.
You know, the two people I mentioned, Jen, Jaritza, you know, people I hold close to me in my life, the people who have raised me to be an upstanding young gentleman. I'm not without my flaws, but a lot of my ethics come from women. A lot of my morals come from women, and we're not looking out for them right now. Yeah. And I am sorely disappointed. I remember the morning of the election, bro. It was the most somber morning in New York City, and I barely got through that workout at Barry's, bro. It was. I've never heard that instructor so low on energy. And he kept saying, like, you know, we've been here before. Yeah, we've been here before. Why you want to come back?
Exactly. And this time it is going to be different because people have to understand that the president it's not him that has the sole power. There's checks and balances. But I think this is the first time in a long time where Republicans now own. I mean, now they run the House,
show.
the Congress, the
They
Senate.
run the show. What are you talking about?
And it's truly, the thing is, like, you know, he's the president now, so I wish us nothing but the best. And like, I hope everyone that voted against him, I hope he proves people wrong, you know, because overall I want it to be the best for America at the end of the day, you know, so forget it. And for me, my you know, specific view is, you know, I really don't care too much about parties. It's like, who's going to be in my best interest? And I hope one day we eliminate that two-party system, because I just don't think we're getting it right on either side. Okay. But it's you know, we got to figure it out as a people to just really mobilize and like get our needs across to the government, whoever's in power.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree with you. My personal opinion on this is that the Democratic Party, doesn't matter how much money I'm going to ever make, I believe in paying my fair share of taxes. Obviously, nobody likes to pay taxes, but you got to do it, right? And I have people in my own family who have benefited from public benefits, including yours truly. When I was younger, my mother, single mom, raising 2 kids, multiple jobs, above the poverty line, and I still made it to where I got to in my life because of the strength of that woman. I think that the Democratic Party needs to get their messaging right over the next few years. Get ready for the midterm elections in 26. Get ready for the next presidential election 28. Because there needs to be a message that appeals to the masses. Because you know what? In this presidential election, I agree with that the democratic process needs to go forward. America spoke. America chose who they thought was their proper leader, and I respect the institution of government. I respect our Constitution. I respect our rights. But I think that the Democratic Party has a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah.
They got to go back to the drawing board, appeal to the masses. By the time this next election comes through, bro, I'm going to be damn near 40 years old. And I'm just going to ascend and ascend and ascend. But I don't care about my monetary benefit that much if it means that the rest of the people, women, minority groups, underrepresented groups are the ones taking the backlash and the sacrifices just for my own personal gain. I'm not that type of guy. Never been that type of guy. Won't be that type of guy. I'm always going to think about the team. The team is what's most important because the team is stronger than any one individual. But the team right now is weak. The team is like the Knicks in 2007.
And it's something about reading the room. Like, you know, I think people were just tired of what was going on. Just the feeling of like, you know, with inflation, you know, feeling like they can't get paid properly or jobs and things like that. And it's like, they just wanted to change. And I'm the type, like, I want to listen to everybody. What does everyone has to say and feel about it? And I felt like this time around, everybody was kind of more open. I was shocked though, but there's a lot of people that's like Trump supporters. And I was shocked, you know, And the one thing I must say is, I'm gonna admit on both sides. You have, when it comes to big media, you turn on a certain channel, you turn on CNN, they're Democrats. You turn on Fox, they're gonna be Republicans. Everybody's cutting it up for their benefits. Look at the actual laws that are put in place. Please read the laws that are there.
If Mike is telling you to read, that is a problem.
You know, if there's an interview or a debate going on, watch the whole thing. Don't watch the clips.
Or read the transcript. Read the transcript.
And formulate your own opinion, you know?
Yo, I'm over here listening to people who regurgitate tweets on Twitter.
Oh, man.
From Elon. Yo, what are you thinking?
Exactly.
Yo, nobody's an opinion anymore, bro. Everybody's a regurgitated meme on Instagram, a tweet on X, a thread on Threads, a picture on Instagram. Yo, like, what do you think? How does this affect you? Let's have an intelligent conversation. I am tired of the people who just send me tweets as their sources of information. That is when I exit the conversation, because I am way too intelligent to debate somebody who is not intelligent, who is not well read on whatever the hell they're talking about. I am tired of doing that. I used to be that type of guy. I used to have a lot of time for that, but I don't do that no more. I don't engage in fugazi ass conversations. I don't engage in fake conversations. I don't want to engage in things that don't make sense any longer in my life. I have no room for that. Just in general. Forget the election, just in general. So I don't understand what the hell happened. Like,
and it's like, we have this internet with this, we have all the information right here, but it's like people are getting the filter cut down version of it. And it's like, they'll go to the raw source. Please watch a whole interview, read the actual law that's put in place. Read who's the party that actually passed that or formulated it. So you could then have your opinion and see where it's coming from.
Yeah. So, what do you think is in store for the next few years?
Next few years, man. Whew, I don't even know.
Mike is just happy he's gonna be on this side.
Exactly. I mean, I live over here, and now it's like I don't think I'm gonna see myself going back anytime soon, at least for the next 4 years, to be quite honest with you, because I'm afraid of what's gonna happen. But once again, I'm trying to be hopeful, and I hope I'm proven wrong. And please prove me wrong, so I can be like, oh, I'm coming back. I'm coming back home.
Bring back
I want to
Mike
come
home.
back home.
Bring back home.
Bring Mike back home.
Bring back Mac. Please bring him back to the heights. Please, I need somebody to go to Pergola with. I'm just kidding. But I don't know, man. I'm scared for underrepresented groups of people, gays, transgender, LGBTQ plus, whatever.
Yeah.
Latinos, blacks. I'm fearful.
Yeah.
I'm generally fearful. Again, I want to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
For the sake of my own sanity. But now people have gotten real brave with this guy in power, man. I'm starting to see more racial slurs in New York. I've just in my own building, just facing racism.
Yeah.
People don't think I live there. People it's just not cool anymore. I'm like, yo, I can't even be in nice neighborhoods anymore. I can't dress the way I want to dress because people think I'm a hoodlum, right? It's whatever. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand it, man. And I thought that we were supposed to be moving forward in a progressive manner in a place where the country is about to be in a few years. Majority of people are going to be mixed.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Latinos are the fastest growing population in the U.S. So who do you think? But with these numbers, it doesn't even matter because 50% of them are voting the other way against their own interests, against stated interests.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. All those people who were, I'm not going to shout them out, undocumented immigrants in the U.S. talking about illegal immigration.
That means you.
I'm like, yo, they're talking about you, B. Talk about you, my girl.
Yeah.
Why are you complaining about who's coming across the border? You're the one here illegally. They're stopping them at the door.
You came across the border. If you first generation, your parents probably came across the border,
For sure.
So
yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do with this? What are we supposed to do with this information? So this has been weighing heavy on my mind on top of all the other crap I got going on. Yeah. And now I got to deal with this. And now I got to go and live in a city or in a country where I got to be careful about what cities I go to. Yeah. And I don't want that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want that for myself.
And I think for the next politicians coming up, I hope, these political debates, these races, they get more, let's get more intelligent. I don't want to hear about, we have a presidential debate live on TV and they're still questioning if someone's black or something like that. Or it's it's jokes. I feel like I'm back in high school and we snapping at the table. That's what I'm watching,
That's really what it is, though.
That's what it came down to. And it's it's sad, but I feel like anyone could run for president. I might just come back and run for president, man.
Mike for president. Yeah. Mike for more power.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's a sad time right now. I mean, I think by the time this episode drops, it'll be the transition of power. Yeah. Let's do it peacefully. I don't want
Think Kamala's showing up? Or will she do to Trump that he didn't show up?
I think she has more class. She's
showing up.
She's showing up, right? Yeah. She has to respect the Constitution. She's not like that. Mm-hmm. She's a respectable politician. And honestly speaking, I like to sit down with a politician here on both sides of the aisle and talk about and talk. And let's chop it up. Yeah. Right? Let's talk. I wanna be able to do my research. I want to be able to pressure point stances on either side of the aisle. Yep. I want to hear intelligent debates. I don't want to hear no crazy, stupid statistics, stupid outlandish statements. I just want to be able to just have an open conversation because I want to be able to say, okay, where's this country's last flight out going? Because I want to make sure this plane lands, not crashes and burns, right? So it's been tough, man. It's a tough period for a lot of people. But middle America stood up. The working class American that lives in middle America in some small town in Kansas and Iowa, whatever, state that's out there, and they stood up and said, we're tired of this.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's disappointing that 15 million Democrats didn't show up to vote to the polls.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Damn.
15 million.
That's what we say. The most important thing is vote. Just get there. Like, I want to have those record numbers of people showed up and
I know
voted.
people who took the day off and ended up doing stupid stuff like,
Yeah.
like there's not voting.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the 2 seconds to vote and people who are minorities, women, people sacrifice themselves. The suffrage movement, Latinos with the civil rights movement, blacks with the civil rights movement, to give us the ability to have an expression as to who our elected politicians are, who will represent us. And for you to go ahead and spit on that right, that is probably the most un-American thing you could do.
Yeah. And guess what? I don't even think this is necessarily the most important vote, because let's talk about the local offices, your state offices. This is the things that matter as well.
Let's talk about our mayors.
Our mayors as well.
Let's talk about our mayors. No Diddy. Let's talk about our mayors, our Congress people, our representatives, alderwomen's, city district representatives,
your unions, everything.
Everything, bro. Judges.
Yeah.
Think about it. This guy, Trump, may possibly elect, because Alito and Clarence Thomas are about to step down, and he's going to go ahead and put in 2 younger judges. And for probably the rest of my life, I'm going to have to live with a 7-2 court leaning towards conservatism. They've already taken away Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
They're already going to take away other more bodily autonomy from women.
Yep.
They're probably going to make immigration policies tighter. That means that people who benefited from that system way back when my mom came and actually gave birth to 2 guys who are from my minority group who are doing something positive may not have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that America is the land of opportunity, and you can make yourself something out of nothing. I did it. You did it. You came from the heights.
Yep.
I came from very humble beginnings. Very humble beginnings. I'm talking about, like, you guys already know my story. Not having internet, Cheerios with water. I've already said this in multiple podcasts. So I don't understand, and I don't know where this is going to lie for people who have intelligence, people who want an opportunity, and they're going to be robbed of that opportunity just because somebody believes that they're not worth it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying every person is good that comes across the border. I'm not advocating for that, but more often than not, people just want to come and work, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, are there people who want to exploit the system? Every system gets people who exploit the system. Shit, even in the UAE.
Yep.
Even in whatever country.
Whatever country, yeah.
People are exploiting the system all day. But the majority of people are not doing that. People are not doing that, right? So, again, let's see. Let's see what the new administration happens. Let's see what the first 100-day brings.
And at the end of the day, let's all try to work together. Let's be civilized. Let's push forward. Like, let's not go back. Like, let's push forward for a brighter future,
back.
you know?
I don't want to go back, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back, man. It's a hard topic for me, man. It's a hard topic for me, for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking on that, like, are you, as somebody who lives here and has your foot to the ground, what are some of the things you hear from people about judging America and American?
I mean, honestly, from what I've heard here, people are just like, I think just you hear the social media snippets. Oh, he's a businessman. He's gonna bring the economy back, or he's gonna help the world. It's good. And right now the stock market is up, Bitcoin is up. So people are
Crypto boys were loving him. Yeah. This past weekend.
People are just people want to make money, and I guess that trumps everything. It seems like, and no pun intended.
We'll see, man. I mean, at the end of the day, let's just see what happens, man.
Yeah.
But moving on. We have season 4 coming up.
Yep.
Again, we got renewed again. So we're coming back. The boys coming back, just in case you guys were in doubt. But the boys are coming back. We got some things planned up.
We got new destinations.
We might be going to Mykonos next summer.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Scorpios on Sunday. Yeah. That's my happy place. Yeah. So, no, but on a serious note, we have plenty of guests that we're lining up. Yeah. We have more opportunities on the way. Partnerships. We've already hit on one of our goals. Remember we said partnership.
Partnerships.
We're trying to hit a festival.
Yeah.
What else did we say?
So you're trying to hit a festival. Want to do a maybe a live
show.
Maybe a live show. Yeah.
That's more complicated, but definitely doing a live show, getting in a festival. I think that's in the works. Mike is always working the phone lines. You see him on the phone. He's not always on IG. He's working.
I'm never on IG actually.
he's working the phone lines. He's working the phone lines.
Yeah.
But
merch on the way. Finally, can we get merch on the way?
Merch is on the way. Maybe. Maybe we got some fire pieces coming up that we've designed. There's gonna be some samples. We're gonna see how the people feel about that. You know, we're gonna give some hats to some people who have been day one supporters of us, right? Free hats. Yep. You know, some merch. Thank you so much for commenting on every episode. Thank you so much for always showing us love. Just be patient. We gotta get the restock going because honestly, I've been the bottleneck on that. Like Mike has been dying.
Like, let's let it go.
Dying to just put the shop app up. But like, I want to make sure it's right. I know Mike knows I'm only doing it for good intentions. We want to make sure the designs are right. We got these samples. We could always improve on it, right? Higher quality, better for the consumer, and good for us. I want to wear my own stuff. Like I don't want to wear somebody else's stuff. Definitely. I want to wear my own stuff. Yep. So like, we have so many plans coming up. There's going to be a lot of conversations you and I are going to have on screen that is going to be vulnerable. You, me. Yep. I'm going to give everybody a very, very brutal update as to what's been going on with me. Hopefully by then I'll be in a better place to talk about it, in a place where I can actually verbalize it in a correct way once I've actually made sense of all these feelings and all these thoughts that I've been having. But it's been nothing but good, man. I've been powering forward. I've been, season 4 is on the top of my mind. My career obviously is on the top of my mind. Working really hard at that, looking towards the next promotion, looking for the next opportunity always in my life, whether it's this platform or otherwise. We may be talking about other things you and me are doing, right? That we can talk about in the podcast. I don't want to put it on camera because it's not, we're just having preliminary conversations about certain things that me and Mike want to do together to improve ourselves, to just be better business partners, and to collaborate on other aspects of this platform. And it's been an incredible journey. There's going to be a lot more traveling. This is not the last time you're going to see me here they have Puerto Rico 3 days. I just made Dubai 3 days a thing. Yeah, I just made Dubai. The Dubai 3 days are a thing. So just do it all with a smile, man. You really taught me that. Just do everything with a smile. Everyone tells me I have a nice smile. I don't smile enough. I'm always grumpy. But I'm really not a grumpy guy. Like I'm really not. I'm just serious, substantive, and it's something that I've just tried to just really embrace, really embrace having this guy next to me, really embrace this platform. Yep. Shisha popping. Shisha's popping. Yep. I'm not shouting out the brand because they ain't sponsored us yet.
Yeah. Oh man. But so question, what did you feel about this season? What's your review back on this season? What are, I guess, the highs and the lows or anything unexpected?
I think personally the highs were how you and me build on our cadence, our chemistry. Yeah. I think you and I are now a lot more thoughtful about our conversations. I mean, in the beginning, we were always very structured, but now I think we're able to now better have a hybrid type of conversation with all our guests where we're able to generally follow the outline, but now we're able to have real in-depth conversations. It doesn't feel like a question and answer session, right? It feels like an actual conversation now, and that takes practice. We're gonna get better with that. But
and we're getting to that. We're fine tuning. It's a conversation at the end of the day.
Conversation. You should always know who your guest is. You should always know the topics that you want to talk about. But you should always be relying on yourself and your personality. Sometimes I felt like in the beginning in season 1, I was a little fake. I was too show anchoring. You know what I mean? I was that's not me. I like to have a conversation. I like to make people laugh. I'm actually funny. I'm actually funny. I think so, at least. But so I think it's one of those things that, just continue to improve. The lows, man, just the lows for me is right now, towards the end of the season. Everything that I've been going through, everything just hitting at the same time. I was in a moment of turmoil at some point with all the changes I was going through in my life, and just being able to just kind of fight through it. And I was like, you know what? Let me tap back into therapy. Heavy duty, heavy doses of therapy. Yeah. Just talking out loud about my feelings, just talking out loud about my thoughts, because it was really having an effect on my job. It's having an effect on my podcast. I wasn't really as focused. Mike had to pick up the slack in a lot of times. I was missing things that I definitely don't miss, and Mike was calling me out on that. So I was like, yo, I'm just not focused, and I wasn't really telling him what was going on. I kind of finally opened up, and, it kind of made sense. And, like, just that was my personal low. My personal low is like probably right now. But I know I'm a bounce back. I always do, man. Like, the last time I remember feeling, I don't remember the last time I felt this way. You know what I mean? Like, when I was here in Abu Dhabi a few years ago, that was just me being away from my family, and like I got over that. But this is something different. This is something different. It's not like I'm not gonna go ahead and like tell people I'm like massively clinically depressed or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sad and like just kind of in a low.
And it happens, It's part of life,
I don't know if it's the jet lag, but the definitely jet lag definitely sparked that up, man. And So what were your highs and what were your lows?
I would say my lows for this season was one, just when you actually moved. I knew you were moving, but then when you actually moved, I was like, damn, can we put this through? And then we had the calendar of like when we're traveling, then relying on guests and everything, because we did it before, when we went to LA, but now it was multiple just moving parts, and it's just testing us as people of dealing with different studios, different freelancers. And that was the thing. I'm like, man, I just wish we had a solid core group of team that it's like that can just handle this. Like, and for me, it was just like, man, are we still being creative because we're doing everything, And that was the low where I was like, man, I want this to get fun again. It's like, because I have so many ideas, and sometimes I know you might get on me, like, you're like, yo, this has to be by the books, on the dots and all that. And it's like, because my mind is racing. I'm like, yo, I have this idea. I want to like explore this, And it's like, but we got to get the fundamentals down packed when it's just us two. It's like, no one else is going to do it. Like,
That's
so
true.
it's
Ain't
like,
nobody else going to do it.
Shit.
If we don't do it, it's not getting done. So, yeah.
And then the highs for me is, actually going to the places, getting it done. And then the love that we received from people and all that, that was the highs. And then people, like, we took a little bit of a gap coming out with this season dropping on your birthday in October. And people were like, oh, so y'all done? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, nope, like, don't worry. We gonna get it done, and we're coming through correct.
Yeah, exactly. Season 4 is going to come even more correct.
Yeah.
Season 4 is going to come even more correct. Yep. I don't even want to put it out there because we have all that cooking in the kitchen right now. But let's end it the same way we ended it last season, with the message of the season.
Message of the season. For me, the message of the season is I want to kind of bite off of what Barack said, where he was like, he says something to the effect of, don't be afraid to, sit down and have a conversation with people and, you think you're inferior to them and all that. And I want to utilize that. And, we're shooting our shot with sponsors and reaching out to different people. And it gives me a boost of confidence when we're not now able to show our body of work. And people are like, oh, you guys got something, like, yeah, we're going to try you guys out. And for me, it's like, yo, don't be afraid. Like, just people looking at us like, oh, these guys are legit.
Yeah.
So
that was actually quite impressive to me, where people were telling me like, yo, the sponsor was like, you got something here. Yeah. I like this. I actually watched a few episodes, it's good when Mike said this or when John said that, you guys have a real message, and we're doing this off the strength of ourselves. We're not famous. Yeah. We don't already have 100,000 followers each following this podcast, right? To automatically give it a safe floor. This was started from scratch, right? Yeah. And just piggybacking off of you, the message of the season is forward is a pace. I've learned forward is a pace. I used to always measure my progress by how far I made, but now I'm measuring my progress by if I could take a step forward each and every day, because that is the true blessing. So if you could take a step in the right direction, just forward, even failing the right way, because there's a way to fail, you've done the right thing. And you should never feel bad about yourself, and you should never put down on yourself. And it's important to have a good group of people. Like Chef Code said, it's important to have those good group of people. And if you don't have those places, like Mike said in the car, you got to constantly remove and replace people who don't serve you anymore, as much as that may hurt you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we're going to end it off there. Thank you to everybody for watching season 3 with us. Mike, tell them where they can find us. Tell them what they need to do.
Last Flight Out Podcast, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. Follow, like, subscribe, comment. It means the whole world to us. So, you know, do what it do, make it happen. Like, we want to keep providing this content for y'all. Please watch our journey. Watch us as we grow. It's going to be something to see. So, you know.
And you can find me at jlubriel26, in case you've forgotten, across all of my social media accounts. And Mike.
If Mike was here.
Peace, everybody. See you guys next season.
Peace.
Ah, we did it, boy.
That's a wrap.
Oh, man.
My life too pristine.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day.
Yeah.
We gotta make a statement.
Exactly. We gotta make a statement.
What's going on, man?
Flat out.